Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Easy English Podcast with Emily and Michael.
Hey guys, we're really happy you're here with us today.
We hope you're doing well.
And today, we're talking about something very personal, very important, and honestly, not always easy,
Yes, today we're talking about learning to trust yourself.
which is such a big topic.
Very big.
Because a lot of people look calm on the outside, but inside, they still doubt themselves all the time.
That's so true.
They doubt their choices, their feelings, their timing, and sometimes even their own voice.
Exactly.
So maybe we should start with a simple question. What does trusting yourself mean to you?
For me, trusting yourself means feeling safe enough inside to listen to your own voice.
That's a really beautiful answer.
Thank you.
It feels very true.
I think so too. What about you? What does trusting yourself mean to you?
For me, it means believing that even if I don't know everything, I can still handle life.
I love that.
I mean it.
It sounds very calm.
I think real self-trust is calm.
Yes, I agree.
It's not loud confidence.
No,
It's not acting like you know everything.
definitely not.
It's more like a quiet feeling of, okay, I can move through this.
Exactly. I think many people want to trust themselves, but they don't really know how.
Yes, because self-trust sounds simple, but it's actually very deep.
That's so true.
I think a lot of people trust other people more than they trust themselves.
Definitely.
Friends, family, people online, experts, everyone.
Yes, and advice can be helpful.
Of course.
But sometimes people ask everyone else because they feel disconnected from their own inner voice.
That's such a good point.
I think many people are not only looking for advice,
What do you think they're looking for?
safety.
Wow. Yes.
Sometimes asking other people is really a way of saying, I'm scared to choose by myself.
That is so true. Do you think trusting yourself is hard for most people?
I think yes, in some area of life, definitely.
Same.
Maybe not in every area,
Right.
but I think most people have at least one place where self-trust feels weak.
Yes. Decisions, relationships, work, timing, emotions, all kinds of things.
Exactly.
Do you trust yourself?
More than before.
That sounds honest.
It is.
What changed?
I think I slowly understood that waiting for complete certainty was not helping me.
That's such a good point.
I used to think I needed to feel fully sure before making a decision.
Yes, that's very relatable.
But life usually doesn't give that kind of perfect clarity.
No, not at all.
So I had to learn how to move with enough honesty, not perfect certainty.
Wow, I love that.
I think that's a big part of self-trust.
Me too. What about you? I think I trust myself more now than I used to, but I still notice how easy it is to doubt myself when I'm tired, emotional, or under pressure.
That makes a lot of sense.
I think self-trust becomes weaker when the nervous system is already overloaded.
Definitely.
Then everything feels more confusing.
Yes. And small decisions start feeling bigger.
Exactly.
I think one reason people don't trust themselves is that they are too used to second-guessing everything.
That's such a good point.
One thought, then another thought, then another opinion, then another fear.
Yes. And after a while, the mind becomes very noisy.
Exactly.
I think self-trust needs some quiet inside.
Wow. Yes.
If the inner world is too loud, it's hard to hear what feels true.
I completely agree. I also think many people stop trusting themselves because of past mistakes.
Definitely.
They make one wrong choice, or one painful choice, and then they start thinking, maybe I can't trust myself at all.
That's very real.
But I don't think one mistake means your inner voice is broken.
No, not at all.
I think mistakes are part of being human.
Definitely.
And sometimes mistakes are part of learning how to trust yourself better.
That's such an important point. Because if people expect never to choose wrong, they will be afraid to choose at all.
Exactly.
And that creates even less self-trust.
Yes, because then you stop getting real experience. You stay in doubt, not in life.
Wow, that's such a strong sentence.
Thank you.
I really agree, though. Do you think people confuse self-trust with being right all the time?
Definitely.
Same.
I think some people believe trusting yourself means always choosing the correct thing.
Yes.
But I don't think that's realistic.
Me neither.
I think trusting yourself means trusting that you can respond, adjust, and learn, even if a choice is not perfect.
That is such a beautiful definition.
I think it matters a lot.
Me too. Because then self-trust becomes less about prediction and more about strength.
Exactly. You don't need to know the whole future.
No,
You just need enough trust to take the next honest step.
that's so true.
I think another reason self-trust is difficult is because many people have a strong inner critic.
Absolutely.
If the inner voice is always saying, what if you're wrong? What if you embarrass yourself? What if you regret this? Then it becomes very hard to feel steady.
Definitely.
You start doubting not only the decision, but yourself as a person.
That's such an important distinction.
I think so too.
It's one thing to say, this decision is hard.
Yes.
It's another thing to say, I can't trust myself at all.
Exactly.
And that second one is much heavier.
I think many people also lose self-trust because they disconnect from their real feelings.
What do you mean?
I mean, they stop asking, what feels true for me?
Yes.
And instead they ask, what looks better? What sounds smarter? What will people approve of? What seems more impressive?
Wow. Yes.
But if your decisions come mostly from outside pressure, your self-trust becomes weaker.
That makes so much sense.
Because you're not really listening inward.
Exactly. I think one of the hardest parts of adult life is learning the difference between fear and intuition.
That is such a good point.
Because both can feel strong.
Definitely.
And people often ask, is this a real inner signal? Or am I just scared?
Yes. That question is very common.
Do you think fear and intuition feel different?
Sometimes, yes.
How?
For me, fear often feels loud and urgent.
That makes sense.
It says, do something now, fix this now, avoid this now, don't risk anything.
Yes.
Intuition feels quieter.
I like that.
It's not always dramatic.
Right.
It often feels simpler and steadier.
That is such a helpful distinction.
I think so too. Fear is noisy. Intuition is quieter.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I also think self-trust gets stronger when people stop needing everyone to agree with them.
Definitely.
Because if you always need approval first, then your own voice never becomes strong.
Exactly. I think many people wait for someone else to confirm what they already know inside.
Yes, that's very real.
And sometimes that's okay.
Of course.
But if it happens all the time, then self-trust stays weak.
Definitely.
I think part of growing up is slowly becoming more able to say, this feels right for me, even if it doesn't make sense to everyone else.
Wow. Yes, that is such a powerful shift.
I think so too.
Do you think trusting yourself is connected to boundaries?
Very much.
Same.
Because if you don't trust your own limits, feelings, and needs, boundaries become much harder.
That's such a good point.
You notice something feels wrong, but then you tell yourself, maybe I'm overreacting.
Yes,
You feel tired, but you say, maybe I should still do more.
exactly.
You feel something is not right, but you wait for outside proof.
That's very real. I think a lot of people ignore their own inner signals in small ways every day.
Wow, yes,
And over time, that weakens self-trust.
definitely. Because self-trust grows when you listen to yourself and respond with respect.
I love that.
Not every feeling should control your whole life.
No,
But I do think your inner signals deserve attention.
absolutely. I think one reason people don't trust themselves is that they have been taught to ignore themselves.
That's a very important point.
Be easy, be nice. Don't make problems. Don't be dramatic. Don't trust your own reaction too much.
Yes, that can happen a lot.
And then later, the person doesn't know how to hear themselves clearly anymore.
Exactly. I think healing some of that often means asking very simple questions again.
Like what?
What do I want? What feels heavy? What feels true? What do I need more of? What do I need less of?
That's a beautiful list.
I think simple questions help rebuild self-trust.
Me too. I also think self-trust is connected to keeping promises to yourself.
Definitely.
If I keep saying I'll do something small and then never do it, I trust myself less.
Yes, that's such an important part.
But if I make a small promise and keep it, I trust myself a little more.
Exactly. I think that's why tiny habits matter so much.
Yes,
Going to bed a little earlier, drinking water, taking a walk, writing something down.
that makes a lot of sense.
Those things may look small from the outside.
But inside, they tell the nervous system, I'm here for you.
Wow, I love that.
I really mean it.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
By the way, if you enjoy listening to Simple English with us, don't forget to subscribe to Easy English Podcast with Emily and Michael.
And if you think this episode can help a friend with English, feel free to share it with them.
We'd really appreciate that.
Okay, let's keep going.
Let's talk about decision-making for a moment.
Good idea.
Because I think many people notice their lack of self-trust most clearly when they need to make a decision.
Definitely.
Even a normal decision can become very big.
Yes. What should I do? What if I choose wrong? What if there was a better option? What if I regret it?
Exactly.
And then the mind goes in circles.
I think so many people know that feeling.
Me too.
I think one healthy question in decision-making is not only, what is the perfect choice?
What question would be better?
Maybe, what feels honest, realistic, and kind right now?
Wow. That's really good.
Because perfect choices often don't exist.
Very true.
But honest choices do.
I love that.
Me too.
I think many people also want self-trust to arrive before action.
Yes, that's a big one.
They think, once I trust myself, then I'll move.
But often it happens the other way.
Exactly.
You act in a small, honest way, and then trust grows through experience.
That's such a good point.
Not always before it.
Definitely not always before it.
I think self-trust is like a relationship.
That's beautiful.
It grows over time.
Yes,
Through listening, honesty, repetition, and care.
I completely agree. Do you think people can learn to trust themselves more after years of doubt?
Yes, definitely.
Same.
But I think it takes patience. Because if someone has spent years ignoring their own needs or doubting every choice, the new way may feel strange at first.
That's such an important point.
Self-trust may feel unfamiliar before it feels natural.
Very true.
And I think that's okay.
Me too.
The goal is not to become suddenly fearless.
No.
The goal is to become more steady, more honest, and more connected to yourself.
I love that. I also think trusting yourself becomes easier when you stop expecting yourself to be perfect.
Definitely.
Because perfection and trust are not the same thing.
Not at all.
If self-trust depends on never making mistakes, it will always be fragile.
Exactly. I think stronger self-trust sounds more like, even if this is imperfect, I can still move through it.
That is such a good sentence.
Thank you.
It feels very true.
I think so, too.
So if someone listening says, I want to trust myself more, where should they start?
I would say start by listening more carefully to your own inner life.
That's a really good answer.
Not to every fear, not to every passing mood, but to your deeper signals.
Yes.
What feels true? What feels off? What brings peace? What creates tension? What keeps repeating inside you?
That's beautiful.
What would you say?
I would say start smaller than you think.
I like that.
Don't begin with the biggest life decision.
Right.
Begin with small daily trust.
Like what?
Trust that you're tired. Trust that you need rest. Trust that you don't want that plan. Trust that you need a slower evening. Trust that you want something simpler.
That is such a good point.
I think small self-trust teaches the body that your inner voice matters.
Exactly. I would also say this: be careful with the habit of asking too many people.
That's very important.
Advice can help, but too much outside noise can make the inner voice even quieter.
Definitely.
Sometimes after enough reflection, you need to stop collecting opinions and listen inward.
I completely agree. So what's one thing you want to remember about self-trust?
That trusting myself does not mean knowing everything.
That's beautiful.
What about you?
That self-trust grows when I listen to myself and act with honesty, even in small ways.
I love that.
Me too.
So, maybe the message of this episode is simple.
Learning to trust yourself is not about becoming perfect.
It's about becoming more honest, more steady, and more connected to your own inner voice.
Self-trust grows through small choices,
Through listening,
through practice.
and through treating your own inner signals with more respect.
Exactly.
So that was our conversation about learning to trust yourself.
Thanks for spending this time with us on Easy English Podcast with Emily and Michael.
If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to the channel and share it with a friend who is learning English too.
We'd really appreciate that. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.